These three young stars are having breakout seasons and shocking everybody in the NHL. So make sure to stick around to find out who these players are coming up on this episode of Hat-Trick HQ. But before we get into that, just want to say that 82.7% of you guys aren't subscribed, so if you're looking for a place for daily NHL content, look no further, go down below, hit that subscribe button, become part of the community here, because we'll be here all season long, keeping you up to date on what's happening around the league. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today. And that is, these players are shocking everyone. And the first player we're going to talk about today is Quinton Byfield of the Los Angeles Kings. And Quinton Byfield was a second overall pick back in 2020. Spent some time in the AHL during his first couple of seasons pro. And it's proven to be really beneficial for him because he's having a great season right now. I believe he may be top 3 or top 4 in points on the Los Angeles Kings. And we're just going to take a look at his stats here. And through 19 games, he has 16 points, 4 goals, 12 assists, and like I said, he was a second overall pick back in 2020. And a lot of people are really high on this guy. I really do think that the time down in the AHL was really beneficial for him. I really think it really helped him, adjust to becoming a pro and, living the day-to-day life as a pro hockey player. And I really do think that it's benefited him, now in the NHL because he doesn't really need to adjust to the game at the highest level, but he could do it, down just a little below the NHL in the AHL. So, like I said, I think this was great for him, and it's proven to be such a success for a lot of young players we see coming into the league now. We see them starting maybe in the coast, maybe in the AHL, and just working their way up and making these rosters, and it's really proven to be a great system down there. And if you don't know much about Quinton Byfield, this is what they had to say about him. They said, where most skaters seek out space, Byfield carries the puck like a power running back in the NFL. Blessed with a 6'4" frame, explosive skating stride, and extremely gifted hands, this is a player who always wants the puck on his stick, a fantastic transporter of the puck, deploying a wide array of rush patterns to adjust to defensive fronts. And obviously we've seen, as we see, he only has 4 goals, but has 12 assists here to start the year. So this guy's been a great playmaker. He's shown off his fantastic hands in a 6'4" frame. I believe this guy is going to be a great playmaker here in the NHL, and he's been such a great contributor to this LA Kings team that are on a 5-game win streak as I'm recording this. So I mean, having these younger guys step up is really what the Los Angeles Kings needed, and it's great to see a guy like Quinton Byfield, such a highly touted prospect, take this step this year and kind of have a breakout year. And I really hope that he can keep continuing, because I mean, if he keeps producing plays like this one here, he comes out, shows his great hands, and just throws it through the slot there. Just an amazing feed by him to Anze Kopitar on that goal. And he be pulling off plays like this on the nightly basis. Sometimes it doesn't result in a goal, but he can drive to the net, drop the shoulder, cuts into the net, got great hands, and can sauce him across the crease or sauce him to an open defenseman. He's just he has such a great eye for passing, and I think this is what is proven so beneficial for him. And as we take a look here, this is what the GM had to say about Byfield. He said, "It's a big season for Quinton. I said this at the end of last year, but for us to get better, for us to be able to compete in the playoffs, young guys have to take steps. Quinton, Spence, Clark, Kaliev, Laferriere, they have to not just play, but perform. Quinton got into a role last year. He was really effective on a good line for us, and we continued that throughout camp and into this season. And we've seen so far this season, he has really excelled on this top line or second line. He's kind of bouncing back and forth, but I believe he's going to solidify himself up on this top line with just the play he's having right now. It's great to see this guy come out, have a breakout year for LA, a guy that they really needed to step up if they wanted to be a contender this year. And I really do think that the Kings are going to be a scary team going into playoffs with some of these young guys just stepping up and playing so well. And it all starts with Quinton Byfield. So I'm really excited to see what he does for the rest of the season. Really hope he ends the season, with a 60-point season. It would be great to see him pull that off. But we're going to get to our second player here. And that is Mason McTavish, a name, if you guys follow the World Junior Hockey Championship, you might know he was the captain of the World Junior team just a couple years ago. A great player, and this season with the Anaheim Ducks, He's playing phenomenal. As we take a look here, he was the third overall pick back in 2021, and through 21 games so far, he has 21 points, averaging a point per game, which is great to see. Obviously, this guy has been great. Just a great leader on the ice. He just knows where to be, in the position at all time. A great passer, and he's just such a great player out there on the ice. He has such high hockey sense. He knows where to be, what spot to be in at all times on the ice, and it's really led to his early success here in this season, and just led to helping Anaheim kind of push out of the kind of the little slump they were going into. And he's just been a great addition to this team, and it's great to finally see him having such a great year. I mean, if he can continue up on this pace and end the season, say, with 70, 80 points, I think this will be tremendous for this guy. But if you don't know a lot about McTavish, this is what he had to say about him. He says he makes the right play at the right time and in the right place every single shift. He moves one way, drags the defender that way, makes them turn their feet, and then passes to supporting teammates in the opposite direction. He's a net front driven forward with a real knack for pouncing on loose pucks and banging rebounds home. McTavish's unrelenting work rate makes him a constant threat without the puck too. And they also say here McTavish flashed a dangerous, versatile array of offensive tools. As a rookie, he has a lethal one-timer, excels as a playmaker, both off the rush and down low, and can cleanly beat goalies from the top of his circle with his wrist shot. And it just seems like this guy is an offensive beast. We've seen this so far throughout his young career. I mean, he can, like they say here, he can rip them from the top of the circle, rip them from the hash marks, but he's also a great playmaker. We can see him pulling off some nice dangles, some nice playmaking moves, just throwing it to his teammates. He's a real good player when he's in danger. He can get out of those dangerous situations with ease, it seems, at times, and it's just great to see that this guy's translating this play over to the NHL this year, like I said, at a point per game. So hopefully this guy can continue it up and we can continue seeing him be successful here in the NHL, because I'm a really big fan of McTavish. I really like his game. I've been following him ever since he was in the juniors on that World Junior team, so it's great to see him have such a great season. And this Anaheim Ducks team is soon going to be a powerhouse. They got so many great young stars down there in that organization that are bound to pop off at every given time. And in this case, we are seeing McTavish, being one of these guys. And like they say here, he's just a great all-around player. He knows where to be in the offensive zone. He can set his teammates up, and he can also rip one home from the top of the circle or the hash mark. So it's going to be great to see what McTavish can do here for the rest of the season, and we wish him the best of luck. But we're going to get into our last guy here, and that is Wyatt Johnston, one of my favorite players in the NHL right now. I really like the way this guy plays. As we take a look here, former 23rd overall pick back in 2021. Through 19 games this season, he does have 16 points, 9 goals, 7 assists. And like I said, this guy has been one of my favorite young stars in the NHL. I really like the way he plays. He's playing on such a great Dallas Stars team, and I really do think that's benefiting him a lot. He's a guy who has a great shot. He can also pass the puck at great rate as well. He's a fast player, and he's just been a great addition to this Dallas Stars team, a player who they really needed to be successful. And like I said about Quinton Byfield, you can say the same about this guy. I mean, you need these young stars to step up like on a team like Dallas, a team where some of their stars are aging a little bit now. I mean, it seems like Pavelski, Father Time, has no effect on him, but he's playing phenomenal too. But when you have these young guys step up and play as well as they are, it's really going to help your team be successful further on in the regular season, but most importantly, when it comes playoff time. And as we take a look here, it says Johnston runs the right routes in the offensive zone, supporting teammates by occupying pockets of space and by arriving in scoring spots and the net at the right time to bang in rebounds. He slides passes through defensive layers, holds onto the puck to wait for lanes to open, or creatively aim shots on the goalie's pads to have them pinball into the open slot for trailing attackers. And just by reading this here, you can tell that this guy has great hockey IQ, has a high hockey sense. He always knows what to do. He's always in position, always trying to make the right play, whether it's just throwing one on net to try to get one out front for one of the guys to bury, or it's, coming in, trying to drag a defender in, then cut back the other way to pass it back, to try to work the puck around in the zone. He's a great offensive player. He has really improved on his defense throughout this season, and I'm really a big fan of this guy. Can't wait to see what he can do through a full season here. I really hope this guy can end the season with maybe, between 50 to 60 points. I think that would be great for him in his sophomore campaign. But as we take a look here about what the head coach had to say about him, it said, it didn't matter what point of the game it was. If I needed to win a faceoff, to kill a penalty, to score a goal, Wyatt was always the first guy I tapped to go out there. And that's just what you want to hear coming out of your head coach. I mean, if you can rely on this guy as much as he's saying, whenever you need something, whenever you need a little bit of momentum to get your team going, you can just send him out there and you know he's going to do his job. So, I mean, this is such high praise from the head coach for such a young guy as well, only in his early 20s, and you have so much confidence in this guy to go out there, win a faceoff, kill a penalty, go out and score a goal. I mean, it only is going to speak volumes for the future of him. I believe the sky's the limit for him, and being in this Dallas Stars organization is really going to help him. Got great young players there like Jason Robertson as well, some great vets there as well like Pavelski, and I really do think that this guy is going to excel in this organization. I can't wait to see what he can do for the rest of the season. But I want to hear from you guys. What are some players, younger players that are breaking out, that are, shocking you guys? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think of the 3 players that I've compiled here? Do you think I missed one? Let me know down below. But with that said, we're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, and that is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to J-Dog. He says, Slav is the man and will come into his own and dominate the NHL later down the road. The issue is the impatient media and the fans, which I blame the media for it. A lot of influence comes from repetitive negative media. This kid will be a top 3 forward, 2-way player by the time he is Kirby Doc's age. The age of 23 is when these players light on fire. And shout out to you, J-Dog, for commenting on the video. We really appreciate your support down there. And you know how big of a Slafkovsky fan I am. I really do think that this guy's going to develop into a great star in this league. You just got to give him some time. And I really do think, like with Quinton Byfield, we've seen him, go down to the AHL, come back up, and be a great star. So maybe some time down in the AHL will be what Slafkovsky needs. But I really do think that he's playing phenomenal right now in the NHL. Over his last 5 games, 6 games, he's been a great player. I really don't think you send him down at this point. I really do think that he's figuring it out on his own. And like you said here, when he turns into, his early 20s, maybe 21, I really do think that this guy will be dominating the league. But if you guys like this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers here, so we really appreciate it if you went down and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, also leave a comment. Like I said, what are your thoughts on this video? What are some players I might have missed here? Let me know down below. But in saying that, I've been KC. Keep your stick on the ice.